Hello. It's like 4 p.m. Normally I would be going to my class right now, but it got canceled, which I am glad about because struggling. My body is choosing not to be a body today, which sucks. It's not necessarily weird to me. With the conditions that I have, I'm really used to my body just choosing to crash whenever it wants to, but it never gets any less frustrating. I find it kind of funny that today it chose to crash the most because today is December 3rd and it's International Day of People with Disabilities. I just call it Disability Day. Because it's easier to say, but it's the awareness day of people like me who are disabled or have disabilities, whatever kind of language they choose to use for themselves. And normally I would make a post about it on my Instagram, but I haven't today because I'm just so exhausted, which sucks because the thing that the day is about is the thing stopping me from spreading awareness of the day in the way that I normally would, and it's just so frustrating because it tends to get in the way of a lot of things, and I want to feel pride in my disability, and I do a lot of the time, but on days like today where I am either stuck in bed or stuck on my couch and just feel awful and I can't really do much, I can barely keep my eyes open, it kind of sucks. I feel like on awareness days, people tend to obviously focus on the good parts of things, and that makes complete sense because disability is always seen as a negative and it's always seen as something that needs to be fixed, and people who are disabled are always made out to be people who hate their life and people who are always miserable, and that's not the case a lot of the time. I don't think I know any people personally who are disabled and always hate their life. I know a ton of people who wish that it were easier, but I don't know people who would necessarily wish away their disabilities, and that includes me. I wouldn't necessarily wish that I wasn't disabled. I wouldn't wish my conditions away unless I could ensure that I would have the same experiences, but that wouldn't be possible. But on days like today, I find it kind of difficult to relate to the people who are spreading awareness in positive ways and are talking about disability as it pertains to them in a positive light, because usually that is me, and usually I won't focus on how difficult it is necessarily, or I'll focus on that realistically, but I will also focus on the fact that I am more than that, and that me being disabled doesn't mean that I'm miserable, but also me being disabled doesn't mean that I can't be upset about things, but it's just like weird that this year is so different than I was last year. Last year I made a post about it. It's on my Instagram, which is in the description, and it was right after, it was a few months after I started using a mobility aid. So I was new to disability. I had just started accepting that I was sick, and I don't think I'd really accepted that I would be sick forever. So I was just very focused on how this new label that I was embracing was affecting me, and how I felt like I had a community, and I still do, but also after living through it and how much stuff has happened since last December 3rd, it's just weird. It's bittersweet, I guess, to have this awareness day, because I think it's so, so important, but also I don't relate to it in the same way that I did, and it's just a weird thing to notice. To notice your perspective changing on stuff, I guess, and your perspective on yourself changing, because I'm sicker than I was a year ago. I have more diagnoses than I did a year ago. My mobility is worse. I'm taking more medications. I use more mobility aids. Everything is different. And so it's just interesting and a little frustrating to see where my brain is at this time as opposed to this time last year, especially because today has been so difficult body-wise, but also brain-wise, because of the fact that my body is struggling so much. But yeah, I want to make a post about it, but I can't, so I won't force myself to, but I think it's really important that this day exists still. So if you do follow me on Instagram, / if you want to, go ahead. I'm gonna, for most of today, be sharing Disability Day posts made by other people in the community, that are super well thought out and say a lot more in a lot less words than I can. And hopefully that helps, and hopefully that raises awareness, because I can't personally contribute this time because I'm just in the middle of it right now, which is okay. It just sucks, I guess. So, yeah. Also, I just want to say that I want to eventually, at some point, make a video talking about all of my disabilities. I talk about them a lot on my Instagram, but I haven't made a video about them yet, just because I keep forgetting to, and also I haven't really had the time or energy to do that. But I will eventually, and yeah, maybe it'll be this month, maybe it'll be a vlogmas video, but look out for that.